Hello, Johnny.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
I'm good. I went to Valve recently.
I can tell. I can see your ear.
I'm having a lovely chat ahead of playing Artifact, their new video game that they're making. It's not a sequel,
No.
which is surprising for
Yeah.
everyone. It's a card game set in the Dota 2 universe, and I really, really enjoyed it.
Good. Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah. So as you'll see once I jump in, this is just a demo setup. There is a closed beta running at the moment, but it's very limited. I think there's only like 100 people at the moment.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay.
And we are not two of those.
We're not two of those people, no.
So this is just a demo setup where you pick either red-black deck or a blue-green deck.
Okay.
And yeah, the colours of the cards are basically indicate a certain style of play. And yeah, so blue-green, which this demo is going to be.
Okay.
They have a slower start. Basically, you want to build up. You want to survive long enough that you can use your real high-power cards later on in the game.
Okay. Come on, the Radiant.
Yeah, God. So this is off-screen footage, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Hence a bit of my hair
Oh,
in shot.
pissing
at all
hell,
times.
it's still got lanes.
Yes.
You
Oh, yeah.
play 3 boards.
You play 3 boards all at once, and it's set up as a game of Dota almost. Like, so you have, you can have 5 heroes in your game
Right.
at any one point, and you're trying to win on 3 lanes. To win the actual game, you either destroy 2 towers,
Yeah.
or you destroy 1 tower and then destroy the
The Ancient.
Yeah.
So if you super win one lane, that can win you the game.
Yeah, but which makes for a really, really bloody interesting dynamic, similarly
Wow.
to Dota 2, where you have to pick which lane you're really going to concentrate on, or which lanes you're willing to sacrifice to some extent.
Yeah.
But you have to weigh up, can you do that quickly enough and efficiently enough that you're not going to lose the game somewhere else whilst you're concentrating on, say,
Yeah.
top lane here.
Already that is more interesting than your Elder Scrolls Legends lane thing, which was a good whack at it, and also Gwent with its sort of rows that you play things into. That is.
Well, I think the reason this game is so interesting, and as you'll see, just has a lot more depth to it than even Hearthstone.
It carries your deck over.
Yeah. Oh, it's so
a
cute.
courier.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
That's the correct reaction. This game is made by a man called Richard Garfield. That's the lead designer on this, who is also the guy that made Magic the Gathering.
Right.
So yeah,
Not messing around.
not
then.
messing around too much. So as you can see here, I have my hero. This hero is called Rex. It's new to the world of Artifact, but will exist in Dota 2. Might even get pulled over to that game at some point.
Cool.
He's about to get absolutely smashed by Bristleback.
Yeah, I saw
and
you just shake your fist there.
there's nothing really I can do. Thankfully, the setup with these heroes is that Rex has an ability where you can play him really quickly. Similar to Dota, when a hero dies, they're not dead forever, they come back.
Yep.
But you have to be careful because when a hero dies, you're also giving the
Them.
other player a bunch of gold, and you could feed them.
Oh, it's
Like
the
a
rich
lot of
get
those Dota 2
richer.
mechanics are there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as I said, with the blue-green deck, you're really trying to just I just look at the cost of my cards down there: 6,
Yeah,
6,
that's
7, 7, and a 4.
4.
Yeah, and I don't have enough mana to even play anything on each lane
Not
at the
enough
moment.
mana.
In between rounds, the shopkeeper opens up and you can spend gold. However, because I'm literally not doing any damage, I'm not killing anything.
You've got no
gold, and the black-red deck on the other side is buying stuff.
He's having a great time. Yeah.
We both played quite a lot of Dota 2.
Yeah.
And-
You definitely more than me, but still.
Seeing some of those mechanics and those ideas pulled over to a card game of all things is really exciting.
That is excellent. Like, I think I remember when this was announced, everyone was a bit like, that's just a tie-in sort of like them having a go. But they've done a proper bloody job on this, and it's beautiful. Look at it.
It really is. Yeah. The thing that I think Gabe Newell said this during the first round of like press interviews, and people scoffed at it a little bit. He said that it's not a Dota 2 card game; it's a card game about Dota 2.
Dota 2.
And
Right.
you really do start to see that, particularly when you speak to. We have an interview going up at the same time as this video, in which we chat with Richard Garfield. And he's been working on some version of this game. Basically, he said since he realised Magic the Gathering doesn't work as a video game.
Wow.
So he's been kicking this idea around long before he thought about working with Valve or that it could be a Dota thing.
And he's finally committed now.
Yeah, he really has.
Oh, the courier's the best. Pointed at the coin, being like, click it.
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. It's it certainly helps these games when they do look beautiful. Particularly, so that bit there where all the cards go down, you're not quite sure. You have to wait for them to be flipped to see exactly what the position of your.
I was lost there as to what was going on, but
yeah, it's quite a difficult game to follow when you're not playing, which I think they're going to have to do some interesting stuff with spectating because they want it to be a big esport.
Of course.
In fact, I think maybe the year after it launches, they're doing a tournament with a $1 million prize pool. Just because.
I mean, actually, well, compared to the international, that's small change, really, isn't it?
That's what they're also doing, a thing where every card pack you buy, I think, then goes into tournament pools.
Yeah, lovely.
This is a really cool ability. So choose a unit and it taunts.
Right.
I was looking at that and thought, well, obviously that means my units.
Yeah.
That's what it's talking about. It doesn't. It also means their team. So I managed to use that on one of the other new heroes there in the top right. Basically put taunt onto an enemy card so that all of my characters would attack it. There's loads of really interesting ideas going on here. Yeah. You have to. It's one of those ones similar to Hearthstone, where you have to pay a lot of attention to the very particular wording on a card.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm not doing great on the old top lane. Mid lane is looking alright, except Bristleback is just getting really, really strong. Every time he kills someone, he gets armor.
Ooh.
So he is just getting real beefy.
Yeah, armor creep is a problem.
Yeah. So you can see the arrows above the cards or below the cards with theirs basically say where they're going to attack. So our two heroes attack each other. But all my other cards on that board, because they've got no one opposite them, they will just go and attack the tower. So although they've got a really strong Bristleback can't stop everything.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm basically relying on the fact that I can work around him.
12 damage there to that tower. Oh, it's even calculated up there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really nifty. The meta on this is going to be multifaceted and big, isn't
You
it?
really need the numbers to be displayed and also the big crosses to show when something's going to die, because there's no limit to how many cards you can have on a board. They've run a single board, I think they said 20,000 cards they put on it, just to see what would happen.
Wow.
It took 8 hours or something to figure it out.
I'm sure it did, yeah.
But it did work.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a robust system, isn't it?
Yeah, so that is very much This is a game, I think, for people that have got a little tired of Hearthstone.
Yeah.
That have maybe got a little bored of seeing, the same decks, dominating the meta.
Yeah.
Same sort of tactics playing out. This is basically Valve's response to that.
Yeah.
And it means that the amount of variety in a single game is ridiculous.
Yeah, if you think about it, you've got 3 boards on the go here, you've got different phases, you've got a shop, so you can change up your decks. There's so much here that's going to take it's going to take a lot more time for the meta to become stale.
Yeah.
Right? Not that I'm saying Hearthstone's meta is necessarily stale, but it lives or dies based on the cards that are in it, because it's just an arena and there you go.
Yeah, this has. I think, however, that will basically be. I think Hearthstone and Artifact will end up being card games for very different sorts of people.
Yes.
Because this game Artifact is quite overwhelming. I think it's fair to say. Like I'm only scratching the surface of the mechanics, like the fact that 2 minions are being added to a random lane each turn, and how you have to think about that influencing your game. There's more going on here, and I think that's it. It just depends on what kind of card game you want to play.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I think that's the way you compete with Hearthstone, right? Don't compete with Hearthstone. Make something different.
Exactly.
They just happen to both be card games.
That is smart.
Yeah. And there's something else that I'm really excited to see in action outside of the game itself, is that they're going to be allowing card trading using the Steam Workshop, and part of the idea here is that your cards should maintain their value, and if you want to try a new deck, you've already got value in your other deck, which you can sort of trade into the system and move elsewhere. That you're not, when you buy a card, you don't feel like that money is just disappearing. You're buying something that has value and should, hopefully, if the system works and the new cards being added are done correctly, they will maintain value. And this was the point when Valve said, right, stop filming now, you've filmed enough, we only said you were supposed to do 2 rounds.
Oh, right, blimey. Okay.
Yes, so as I said, we've got our interview with Richard Garfield and Jeep Barnett up alongside this, if you're after some more real detail and a bit into the future of where this game might end up going. And then I think we're going to have to talk about Artifact for a little while, because I don't feel like I've done it justice yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it, Johnny.
Lich is going to have your mana. Wasn't a very good impression.
Sorry. Thanks for watching.
Bye.